Hi, my name is Sorochi Ewelike, and I am from McKinley Technology High School. As many of you may know, McKinley Technology High School is a STEM school. Therefore, we students will have to choose between many different types of STEMs. I am a biotechnology STEM major, um, and I am very thankful for being that major. It has taught me a lot. So today my topic will be many types of IV medications, but which one is best? IV medications are widely used in everything that people do and everything that for every surgery, for every medical procedure, for every fracture, for everything. So knowing the best type of treatment and the best IV medication to use for yourself and for that patient is essential and is necessary for everything, especially for your health and for long term, not even short term. Um, today we'll be focusing on cardiac surgery. Cardiac surgery is a very tough procedure and has many complications and can bring many complications to a person. One single move can alter the person's breathing function or alter the person from being alive. So the treatment for that is long and it's lengthy and it's painful. Knowing the best IV treatment for that procedure is essential to that patient being able to recover long term and to be able to do cardio again, to be able to breathe and stuff like that. That's why it is essential for patients and parents of children who will be doing cardiac surgery, any type, cardiothoracic, CABG. Like there's different types, but it doesn't matter. The type of surgery is still painful as long as it is on the chest. So that is why we will be focusing on IV medications today. Well, during the first section of my literature review, I went over the history of IV medications because knowing the history is essential to choosing the best treatment and knowing what is going into your body. IV medication, by definition, is a method of administering concentrated medication, diluted or undiluted, directly into the vein using a syringe through a needleless port on an existing IV line or saline lock. The history behind this medicine is long and lengthy. Many people did not know that ethic anesthesia was the first IV medication or first anesthesia to ever be made. But it was discontinued because of how flammable it is and how dangerous it is around the person. So that is why. Before any opioids came or any local anesthesia came or any regional anything came, um, etheric anesthesia was the first one to be invented and used worldwide. Um, I also went over the history of opioids in IV medications. Again, knowing the history of the medication that you're putting into your body is essential to choosing the correct type of medication. People who experience pain um, in the olden days, they were thought. Well, many people thought that it was demonic and it was unholy. That's why when opioids were created, that's what many doctors used to stop it. But over time, doctors increased the concentration of opioids, which caused a high level of opioid addiction in patients and in many number of people. Opioid is a world drug. It's hard to get over and it's easy to get on, especially if you're on a high dosage because of the type of surgery that you have. For example, cardiac surgery. The doctors will prescribe a high dosage of opioids because of the amount of pain that the person will be feeling after, which will lead them to either get addicted or, in few cases, not get addicted. So my next section was opioids. Um, I classified opioids as old medication because it was invented in the olden days. It is not new. It is not improving. There's nothing new to learn about it. Um, so that is why I classified it as an old medication. Um, um, in the context of cardiac surgery, the opioid medication will be provided post-op, um, post-op and during recovery period. So it is used after the surgery, not before, but it is used after the surgery, because that is the time that these medications can really take effect. But it's also the time where most patients will get addicted. Most patients would get addicted mostly because they did not stop at their required time and they kept on requesting for it. It's either because the pain didn't stop at that moment in time, or it's either because after taking it for so long, they couldn't stop themselves from taking it. It was like a routine thing. That is what got them addicted, and that is what got them not able to stop. As you see, I added a graph to my PowerPoint. The title of the graph is Impact of Prescription Size on New Persistent Opioid Use Among Medicare Beneficiaries After Cardiothoracic Surgery. So this graph is basically illustrating the amount of the level of drugs, opioids given. So the size of the prescription given, and it shows the different types of cardiac surgeries on the side. You can see that the greatest prescription size is also the highest given, which means that more patients are getting a higher dosage of opioids. And you may think, oh, what is the problem? They're getting help. No, they are getting help, but they are also getting addicted over time. That percentage can also lead to many more things, and which can be overdose, drug addiction, and stuff like that. They might be getting short-term help, but it's creating a long-term problem. That is why I believe that instead of getting opioids for cardiac surgeries, patients should request to get peripheral nerve blocks. Um, Peripheral nerve blocks can be classified as the future of pain medication. I wholeheartedly believe that it can be classified as this because it targets a specific area of pain. It can be classified as local anesthesia. That is different from peripheral nerve blocks are different from other local anesthesia because um, other regional anesthesia anesthesia such as spinal nerve blocks and epidurals usually numb you from the waist down, while peripheral nerve blocks numb smaller and specific areas of the body, which in this case for our cardiac patients it would numb the chest area or the nerves closest to the chest. And it can be inserted by a healthcare practitioner, a doctor, a surgeon, anyone. Not anyone, but anyone in the hospital vicinity. It can be considered as long term and short term. I believe it is more long term than short term, and it leaves the patients more less susceptible to any overdose or any addiction and none of that, because it's reducing the amount of um, prescriptions that are going into the mouth. um, so yes, I think that this peripheral nerve block is a more generous and more better option for patients to for their health, for their long-term health, and it's basically giving you a better dosage of the medicine that is required for a particular surgery. In this case, cardiac surgery. Yes, so I believe peripheral nerve blocks are better. And this is the type that I recommend patients because of the extensive research that I've done at my time in McKinley, in my senior year. Um, I have cited my sources, um, And I would like to thank Dr. Schuster for helping me inside and outside of my class. He's been such a help. Like, he helped me when I didn't know what to do, when I really couldn't explain or express myself in writing, or when I was behind on some of my assignments. He gave me lead time, which really inspired me to get my work done. I would like to thank Dr. Nina Duchess. She works at Children's National Hospital. She was my mentor during the Meteor program at Children's Hospital last summer. This is where I first learned about and pain medications and the benefits of taking peripheral nerve blocks instead of um, prescriptions through the mouth. That's what got me interested. She and what her research team did is what got me interested in this topic. So I want to thank her so much, because without her, I would not have learned everything that I did today. And lastly, I would like to thank my family, because they helped me like read through it, correct some stuff. And without them, you probably be reading a bad PowerPoint. So I just want to thank them. And thank you, you judges, for reviewing it and looking and taking your time out to just hear me out and what I researched. Um, I am ready for questions. I'm prepared. I'm ready. And thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share what I've learned and what I desire to study more of in the future in college or anywhere I go. Thank you.